that you took a chance on this video because we're about to go deeper. And what I've really been trying to get you to see is that you already have the answer. Lord have mercy, I just went from sounding like a personal injury lawyer to sounding like a fortune cookie. The answer that you seek is already inside of you. I mean, it actually is true, but my goal is to help to pull it out of you. And I'm about to show you how to use ChatGPT. All you have to do is ask it 4 questions that will change your life. And I'm telling you this because I had to do the same thing too. I was working a job that I really didn't like, that took me getting a master's degree to get it, and that came with a bonus of about $120,000 in student loan debt. But I just knew there had to be something more that I was supposed to be doing. Now I am retired in my 30s. I have made millions. I can travel wherever and whenever I want to, and I genuinely want the same things for you if you want. But the difference between me when I started and you is that you have an advantage because you have access to a powerful tool that I only wish that I had when I started. So ChatGPT is free to use, by the way. I'll put the link down in the description if you have never signed up for it before. By now, if you're on the channel, you've been rocking with me, all of y'all should have at least your free account. But this right here is prompt number 1, and I am going to put this down in the description so that you can easily just copy and paste this into ChatGPT. But let me tell you what these prompts are doing. You are forcing AI to actually understand you. Because if you go on here and just say something like, how do I make money? It's going to tell you the same thing that it tells everybody that asks that question. And you're not the only one that's asking it. So I'm telling it to extract real business opportunities from my life, not generic ideas, something that actually fits me. And the way we're going to do that is to force it to ask us the right question. And once I hit enter on that prompt, look at this. It's asking things like, what life experience shaped you the most? I'm going to answer this like a regular person. I mean, I am a regular person. And I'm going to go with saying a spiritual awakening shaped me the most, which I recently went to the Jordan River and I got baptized. That's another story for another day. Let's stay on topic, Monique. All right. So I'm pretty much going through picking the answers. I'm telling it I'm straightforward, encouraging. I like talking about purpose, life, and faith. And I'm not overthinking this. I'm just answering honestly. And a good thing is that a lot of people get stuck on questions when they open-ended, but it is giving you multiple choice to help to guide your answers in case you get stuck. Now it's going to take everything that I just told it and break it down. And I'm talking about it's going to let you know who you are, who you should help, what problem you should solve, and what you can actually sell based on you. Not that same response everybody gets. And when I saw that, I said, okay, Cher, now we getting somewhere. Because this helps you to not guess anymore. And so we don't want to go in all of the different directions that it tells us. So we are going to have to choose one, especially when we go into prompt number 2. And in this prompt, we're basically telling it that we want market validation. We want to make sure that the ideal that we have, people actually want that. And I'm telling it, don't just give me motivation, because you know sometimes ChatGPT can be your cheerleader. So we telling it to be real. We want real practical and an honest analysis. And so here is my idea of direction, and you can just paste your idea in there. For me, I'm going to go with helping people who feel lost, overwhelmed, or disconnected find clarity, direction, and structure in their life. So the prompt pretty much forced AI to break this down like a business. And look at this. It's telling me, yes, people are making money in this space because that's what we want to know, but not from vague ideas like find your purpose. They're making money because they turn it into structure, programs, systems, real outcomes. That's what people are looking for. And this part right here is key. People are not searching for alignment. They're searching for how do I get my life together. I know I've been on that search for many times. Then it tells me exactly what I could sell. Real offers, not guesses. So now I'm not just thinking I have a good idea that could potentially make money. I know how. But just because we know that something works, we got the validation that, you know, this is good. It doesn't mean that you'll stand out on it or I'll stand out on it. And this is what prompt number 3 is going to come in. Because now the question is, why would anyone choose me for this? Because it told me that this is the right fit for me, but let me make sure I'm the right fit for it. So I'm going to give it my background, my personality, my experiences. I'm summing it up a little bit for it, and now it positions me. And look at this. It says, my advantage is that I bridge three things most people don't: money, structure, and faith. For the most part, you won't find all three of those together, so that's what it's saying makes me unique. Another thing that it's giving me is my voice, how I should show up, how I should stand out. So the good thing about this is now I'm not just someone with an idea, I have a position to take. But even after all of this, we still need one more thing, and we need to know, what are we actually going to build? So in prompt number 4, this is where everything changes. Because now we're not asking for options, we're telling it to decide what's the best thing and what's the best step for us to take. And again, I'm saying us, but it's going to be specific to you when you input your information. So what it's telling me is to build something people use every single day. Not content, not something you watch once, something you come back to. And it breaks it down into 3 things: daily prayer, daily reflection, daily direction. And when I saw this right here, it automatically clicked for me. Now, it might not click for everybody. That's why AI can keep helping you to determine. But what clicked is, if people need this daily, why would I create something they use only once? So I felt like I don't need to just create a product. What I need to create based on what it's telling me is a platform. And before you get overwhelmed and say, who in the world you think I am? I am not Mark Zuckerberg. I can't build no platform. Listen, I told you, you have an advantage. There are tools out there that can build that for you too. And I've actually shown the one that we're about to talk about before, but we're going to use it a little differently today. And what I'm talking about is hosting or horizons. And if you have never heard of this before, first and foremost, you're welcome. It can build fully functioning websites and web apps just by chatting with AI. Like, all you have to do is tell it what you want and it builds. And I'm not about to just sit here and talk about it. If you don't believe me, don't just watch. Click the link in my description and do this with me. And when you're on here, I'm going to be honest. You know, I like to keep it real with you. You are going to need to get a plan. And I'm on the starter plan because it gives me more room to build, more websites, and to actually be able to monetize. And I also have the 12-month period because I like to save. And with that one, you can lock in the cheapest monthly plan. On top of that, if you use my code Journey, you can get an additional 10% off. And the good thing is they have a 30-day money-back guarantee. I like guarantees. But once you are inside, this little box right here is all you need. Now, I'm not about to sit here and try to type all of this out perfectly because we already did the hard part. We figured out the idea. So we're going to continue to let ChatGPT do the rest of the work. I'm asking it to pretty much take everything that we came up with and turn it into a prompt that we can use in hosting the horizon. And I'm just copying it and I'm going to paste it right here and hit enter. And all we have to do is sit back and watch it. There's a lot of things happening behind the scenes that we don't understand, nor do we need to. And what I like is that with hosting horizons, it's going to also double check and make sure that it's creating exactly what you want. So it too will ask you some questions. And the first thing it asked me was about one of the features that I mentioned. And do I want people to have to log in to save their prayers? Because you know we say we're focusing on a spiritual type of app here. And I'm like, log in to save your prayer? We're not doing all that. Nobody about to create an account just to say a prayer. But it also asked me about the design. Like, do I want it super minimal or more warm and inviting? And I told it I want this to be clean and calming, but still feel good, not dry. Like, I don't want this to look like it's a homework assignment. So once I answered the question, then it went into building. And I'm literally not doing anything but sitting back and relaxing. And after a few minutes, let's see what it gave me. Okay, hold on. This is actually kind of crazy. We already have a full home page. There's a section where you can type in what you're going through. And I entered, I need prayer for my health, just to test it out and see what it's going to say. Because we want to make sure it say the right thing. Don't be out here saying the wrong prayer. And so it gave me a full print. And it had the nerve to start with Dear Heavenly Father. Come on now, somebody. And it also gives scripture, Psalm 103. And I'm like, okay, this is actually solid. But let me be real with you. You know, one thing I like to do is tell you the absolute truth. This is not going to come out perfect the first time you do it. Most things you ask AI to do won't be perfect off of one prompt. But the good thing is you can always edit and ask for changes. And we are not going to settle with this one, I wanted to make it better. Like first, I wanted it to change the name because I don't know what in the world went on with the first name Check told me to name it, but I still love Check. Now, I wanted to be called Start with God. And I told it to make it look more premium because I don't want it to look like something that was thrown together in 5 minutes, although this literally probably took less than 5 minutes for it to do it. And I also told it to add more sections because we just had that one little lonely page and a section that you can save your prayer to. And one of the things I really want to add is a daily reset because I don't want this to just be a prayer web app. I want to give actions that they can do. So after all of those edits, look at this. The home page asks, what do you need today? Start where you are. God meet you there. I said, hold on, this thing is already preaching now. So with that daily reset section, it's going to literally walk you through your day. The first step that you need to do, pause and breathe. Then it gives you the prayer of the day. And you can actually listen to it. Now that is another thing that I ask it to do, to add something for them to listen to. And let me tell you, I may not have shown this thoroughly, but I did have to ask it a few different times to change it because the first voice it gave me sound like Siri, and I do not want Siri praying for me.
God, I pause right now to hand over everything I'm trying to control.
I said, no ma'am, we're not doing that. So I had to tweak it a little bit, and it do sound actually more human-like, although it didn't quite land on an American accent. At least it's English.
God, I pause right now to hand over everything I'm trying to control. The plans, the worries, the expectations, I release them to you.
But then it gives you God's truth, real scripture, then reflection, which actually makes you think about life. And of course, it's going to give you that action. Like I said, this is something that's helping people to get back on track. Like take 5 minutes today. Step away from your screen and just be still for a second. And I want you to really hear me. I say this. This is the part that makes people come back. Because this isn't just content. This is something that can be used. So we basically have everything we pretty much need on here. From the quick prayers to my favorite part, which is the daily reset. Because one thing we know we wake up with is new mercies every morning. So we all could use a reset every day. So at this point, once you are satisfied with what you have created, all that's left to do is hit publish. And now, we live. And I'm telling you, I can read your mind. I already know the type of thing you be thinking. And the first question you probably have, like, okay, this is cool, but how in the world do you make money from something like this? And this is where, again, I always say this, people overcomplicate a lot of things that they don't have to. You think you need something grand on this site, all you need is people's presence. And you know why? Because the easiest way that you can monetize this is through ads, specifically Google Ads. If people are coming to your site, clicking around, getting their prayers in during their daily resets, that is traffic. And companies literally pay for this. So you can sign up for Google AdSense for free, and it will connect to your site, and then that's when you'll start seeing ads pop up on your page. And so when people come to your website and these are placed there, you can get paid just for being shown to them. And another way I want to show you that you can make money before ever having to charge anyone that's visiting your site is going to be directly through hosting. You can literally let people copy this site as a template. And so if somebody sees this and they're like, you know what, I like this, and I wish I could build something like this on my own, they can select to use your template if you allow them to. And if they create something and then sign up for hosting, you can get paid up to $160 per person that uses your template and signs up. But on top of that, you will get to a point where you can start creating your own products like prayer journals, you can do devotionals, you can even create a premium version to this website and offer a membership. There are so many ways that you can monetize this. And again, if you want more than that, where do I suggest you go? Right to ChatGPT. It can really help you to break this down and walk through it. And that's pretty much all there is to this. So please go ahead, give ChatGPT a try. Come back and let me know some of the things that you discovered about yourself that you may not even have considered can be something that you can make money from. And when I tell you you can make money from almost anything, I mean just that. But I hope that this has helped you out. And again, the only thing
this website overnight, and it helped launch my career as a sketch artist. There's beauty in everything, and being there firsthand is, of course, the best way to experience it. As a reportage illustrator, my art unfolds in real time. So my website needs to showcase the kinetic energy behind this craft. I draw fast, and my site keeps up.
I need to spill some tea.
What is up? The next generation of online personalities have arrived.
I'm an AI influencer.
I'm an AI influencer.
I'm an AI influencer, whatever.
And we're celebrating their creators.
AI personality of the year.
You can win over $90,000. 4-week global challenge starting March 23rd. 5 categories: fitness, lifestyle influencer, anime and fantasy, comedian, and entertainer. Join the revolution. Build your AI influencer. AI personality of the year 2026.
If I had to start over today with no audience, no inventory, no experience, and let's say my goal was to make about $15,000 a month online, I would not start with another complicated business. I would start with this. A business where you hold no inventory, you don't ship anything yourself, you don't need upfront capital, and you can run it from almost anywhere in the world. And it leads me to today's video, because I'm not just explaining it, I'm actually going to build it with you here, step by step. And by the end of this video, you're actually gonna know how to launch your own drop shipping business from scratch using Team Drop. Now, before we jump in, let me ground this in some amount of reality. This business model is real and it works for many people out there. So saying that it doesn't work is really just an excuse. Is it for everyone? No, but with the right drive, with the right tools and strategy, it's very possible for you to achieve success. There are people out there like Erwin Dominguez, who I'm showing you here on screen, who actually made over $1 million in profit in just 8 months. And I'm actually gonna share a link in the description of this video with the story that speaks to his life and how he managed to achieve this with this particular business model. There's also Yulia and Mike, and I've also linked their story in the description of this video. Now, these are not special people, as you will see when you read their story. What they did, however, is they used a system. And today I'm gonna give you what I believe to be the simpler, more powerful version of that system. And of course, this is in my opinion. And I'm not offering any guarantees here, as this video is for educational purposes only. But we know what is possible, and because we know it's possible, we're gonna go after it. Now, if you're new to dropshipping, let me give you a simple explanation. It's a pretty straightforward model where you actually sell products online, but instead of you personally stocking inventory, a supplier actually handles everything, to include sourcing that inventory, storing it, packing it, and shipping it to your customer's doorstep on your behalf. So what that does is you shift your focus to not logistics, but to marketing and sales. And that's dropshipping in a nutshell. Now let's talk about why I'm using Team Drop for this, because not all dropshipping platforms are created equal.
Are you tired of all these videos online telling you what you should be doing to make money? Wait a minute, I just sounded like a personal injury lawyer. Have you or a loved one been affected by a bad financial decision? Look, we are not doing this today. I am just glad that you took a chance on this video, because we are about to go deeper. And what I've really been trying to get you to see is that you already have the answer. Lord have mercy, I just went from sounding like a personal injury lawyer to sounding like a fortune cookie. The answer that you seek is already inside of you. I mean, it actually is true, but my goal is to help to pull it out of you. And I'm about to show you how to use ChatGPT. All you have to do through the same thing too. I was working a job that I really didn't like, that took me getting a master's degree to get it, and that came with a bonus of about $120,000 in student loan debt. But I just knew there had to be something more that I was supposed to be doing. Now I am retired in my 30s. I have made millions. I can travel wherever and whenever I want to, and I genuinely want the same things for you if you want. But the difference between me when I started and you is that you have an advantage because you have access to a powerful tool that I only wish that I had when I started. So ChatGPT is free to use, by the way. I'll put the link down in the description if you have never signed up for it before. By now, if you're on the channel, you've been rocking with me, all of y'all should have at least your free account. But this right here is prompt number 1, and I am going to put this down in the description so that you can easily just copy and paste this into ChatGPT. But let me tell you what these prompts are doing. You are forcing AI to actually understand you. Because if you go on here and just say something like, how do I make money? It's going to tell you the same thing that it tells everybody that asks that question. And you're not the only one that's asking it. So I'm telling it to extract real business opportunities from my life, not generic ideas, something that actually fits me. And the way we're going to do that is to force it to ask us the right question. And once I hit enter on that prompt, look at this. It's asking things like, what life experience shaped you the most? I'm going to answer this like a regular person. I mean, I am a regular person. And I'm going to go with saying a spiritual awakening shaped me the most, which I recently went to the Jordan River and I got baptized. That's another story for another day. Let's stay on topic. All right. So I'm pretty much going through picking the answers. I'm telling you, I'm straightforward, encouraging. I like talking about purpose, life, and faith. And I'm not overthinking it. I'm just answering honestly. And the good thing is that a lot of people get stuck on questions when they open-ended, but it is giving you multiple choice to help to guide your answers in case you get stuck. Now it's going to take everything that I just told it and break it down. And I'm talking about it's going to let you know who you are, who you should help, what problem you should solve, and what you can actually sell based on you. Not that same response everybody gets. And when I saw that, I said, okay, Chat, now we getting somewhere, because this helps you to not guess anymore. And so we don't want to go in all of the different directions that it tells us, so we are going to have to choose one, especially when we go into prompt number 2. And in this prompt, we're basically telling it that we want market validation. We want to make sure that the ideals that we have, people actually want that. And I'm telling it, don't just give me motivation, because you know sometimes ChatGPT can be your cheerleader. So we telling it to be real. We want real, practical, and an honest analysis. And so here is my idea of direction, and you can just paste your idea in there. For me, I'm going to go with helping people who feel lost, overwhelmed, or disconnected find clarity, direction, and structure in their life. So the prompt pretty much forced AI to break this down like a business. And look at this. It's telling me, yes, people are making money in this space because that's what we want to know, but not from vague ideas like find your purpose. They're making money because they turn it into structure, program, system, real outcomes. That's what people are looking for. And this part right here is key. People are not searching for alignment. They're searching for how do I get my life together. I know I've been on that search before many times. Then it tells me exactly what I could sell. Real offers, not guesses. So now I'm not just thinking I have a good idea that could potentially make money. I know how now. But just because we know that something works, we got the validation that, you know, this is good, it doesn't mean that you'll stand out doing it or I'll stand out doing it. And this is where prompt number 3 is going to come in. Because now the question is, why would anyone choose me for this? Because it told me that this is the right fit for me, but let me make sure I'm the right fit for it. So I'm going to give it my background, my personality, my experiences. I'm summing it up a little bit for it, and now it positions me. And look at this. It says, my advantage is that I bridge 3 things most people don't. Money, structure, and faith. For the most part, you won't find all 3 of those together, so that's what it's saying makes me unique. Another thing that it's giving me is my voice, how I should show up, how I should stand out. So the good thing about this is now I'm not just someone with an idea, I have a position to take. But even after all of this, we still need one more thing. we need to know what are we actually going to build. So in prompt number 4, this is where everything changes. Because now we're not asking for options, we're telling it to decide what's the best thing and what's the best step for us to take. And again, I'm saying us, but it's going to be specific to you when you input your information. So what it's telling me is to build something people use every single day. Not content, not something you watch once, something you come back to. And it breaks it down into 3 things: daily prayer, daily reflection, daily direction. And when I saw this right here, it automatically clicked for me. Now, it might not click for everybody, but that's why AI can keep helping you to determine it. But what clicked is, if people need it daily, why would I create something and use only once? So I felt like I don't need to just create a product. What I need to create based on what it's telling me is a platform. And before you get overwhelmed and say, who in the world you think I am? I am not Mark Zuckerberg. I can't build no platform. Listen, I told you, you have an advantage. There are tools out there that can build that for you too. And I've actually shown the one that we're about to talk about before, but we're going to use it a little differently today. And what I'm talking about is hosting or horizon. And if you have never heard of this before, first and foremost, you're welcome. It can build fully functioning websites and web apps just by chatting with AI. Like, all you have to do is tell it what you want and it builds it. And I'm not about to just sit here and talk about it. If you don't believe me, don't just watch. Click the link in my description and do this with me. And when you're on here, I'm going to be honest, you know, I like to keep it real with you. You are going to need to get a plan. And I'm on the starter plan because it gives me more room to build, more websites, and to actually be able to monetize it. And I also have the 12-month period because I like to save. And with that one, you can lock in the cheapest monthly plan. On top of that, if you use my code Journey, you can get an additional 10% off. And the good thing is they have a 30-day money-back guarantee. I like guarantees. But once you are inside, this little box right here is all you need. Now, I'm not about to sit here and try to type all of this out perfectly because we already did the hard part. We figured out the idea. So we're going to continue to let ChatGPT do the rest of the work. I'm asking it to pretty much take everything that we came up with and turn it into a prompt that we would use in hosting a horizon. And I'm just copying.
Mm-hmm. David. I'm 21 years old. I've done over $3 million in sales on TikTok Shop in the last 2 years, and 90% of those sales came from videos where I didn't have to show my face. I actually didn't have to film anything because the videos are AI. And right now, I'm going to show you examples of people who are already doing this and making a shit ton of money, so you can see what their accounts look like, why the system even works. I'm going to show you how to find winning products that are actually going to convert, how to turn the product into an AI video, and how to turn that AI video into actual money in your bank account. And by the way, now that you've actually clicked on this video with all the information you have in front of you, you genuinely don't have an excuse to not make at least $10,000 in profit in the next 30 days. That's literally what my client John did. In his first 30 days, he actually made $14,000. This right here is John's account. This is the account that has made over $25,000 in profit in the last 45 days, which is fucking nuts because John literally started posting his first ever AI videos 45 days ago. So seeing results like that in the first 45 days, just fucking nuts. But this is literally all he does. He just makes videos like this. Like he found these headphones, made a little video, had filming on it, threw some fucking text, 45% off, and soon that's it. Like all his videos look the fucking same, and they look so realistic. Like this fucking genuinely looks real. So the person that's looking at this video already knows what this product is, and they're gonna fucking buy it. And as you can see, a lot of the videos don't have views because we are not going for views, we are going for conversions. Because when a video actually gets a conversion, what's gonna happen is the brand of that product is gonna run ads with their money on your video. Right here, you see this video? 1,400 views. A video like this is not supposed to get 1,400 views. Like realistically, if you already think about it, to that algorithm, this is a shit video, right? No one's gonna watch it. But the reason it has 1,400 views is because that brand is running ads on this video. It's probably getting a sale for 200 views. Like this video probably got 7 sales, etc. Obviously, this is a ballpark. Gotta look at the actual numbers, but when you post 15 to 20 of these videos every single day, and let's say half of them get a sale, and half of them get ads ran on them, these videos are gonna fucking make you sales every single day. And some of these products, for example, on Portsmouth, like this is a $2,000 product right here, and Don got a sale on it, which means he got a $200 commission of this product alone. So every single day when he's sleeping, this product is gonna be making a sale, and he's gonna be making that $200. Now imagine what happens when you do this across multiple products. It literally becomes pretty much passive income. And then what you do is you get another account, then you get a third account, then you get a fourth account. And when you run out of time to run those accounts, you get a virtual assistant, and your virtual assistant runs the whole thing for you. I personally have 8 accounts completely outsourced to my virtual assistant, and she posts 15 to 20 times on every single one of those every single day. Literally all I do is just product research. It's literally fucking it. And now that you've seen John's account, let me go through the steps that we're about to cover in order so you know what the fuck we're about to do. So take out a pen and paper and follow along these steps. The first one is not even a step, it's just understanding what GMV max is. And it's literally the fact that the brand will run ads on their videos if they actually convert, because TikTok literally automatically has an algorithm that detects which videos are converting well. And if it's converting, it will take the brand's money that the brand gave to TikTok and put that money behind your video. So all you have to do is just position your video in front of that ad spend. And right here, as you can see, there's top, middle, and bottom funnel. We are doing the bottom of the fucking funnel. Our videos are going to be right here where the person is already considering buying it. Other people who are dancing in front of the fucking camera like a monkey, showing their face, trying to go viral, are doing the work for us. They are like making everybody aware of what these products are. They're educating everybody. There's people that are doing middle of funnel videos, showing their face again, educating everybody on what these products are. So all you have to do is just convert the buyers from those videos that didn't buy from them. That is exactly what we do. We make short videos that look like this. It's a fucking vacuum, looks extremely realistic, and then these are the numbers that we end up getting. Now step 2 is going to be finding products that convert, because if you still can't tell, the whole goal is to find products that will convert, because once it converts, you get the ad spend, and it's going to keep fucking converting because the brand is throwing their money into your video. So right now we're going to go and find these products, then we're going to take that product picture and we're going to turn it into a video, and then we're going to add the sound and the text in the video so it's ready to make visuals, it's ready to make money. Motherfuckers, I told you, I'm not going to gatekeep anything. I'm literally going to show you how to find these products right now. This is the exact strategy that I use. This is the strategy my clients use. This is literally what John used to make $14,000 in his first 30 days of being public. So I'm going to go to caldata.com. It's a product research tool. You've probably heard of it if you've been in the TikTok space. If not, then just go to this fucking website, caldata.com. It is paid, but you can get a free trial. It's free trial, so you just keep saying free trials if you're a fucking Jew and you don't want to pay for it. But you're going to go to the product tab right here. I'm going to filter it by yesterday. Make sure it's the most recent. You're going to go to this is what I call this the product sniping strategy. Maybe somebody else was doing this. I don't know. I came up with the strategy myself. I didn't find it anywhere, and this is the strategy that made me a shitload of money. And I'm going to show you guys how it works right now, because all the products that just came up are products that in the last 24 hours they have more than doubled in sales, which means there's a lot of traction behind them. But there's less than 200 people on these products, which means not everybody in their home is on them. They're unsaturated. These products are not saturated whatsoever, so you can hop in, not compete with anybody for the fucking ad spend. They can literally take all the money from the brand that they're willing to spend on ads. So let's click on a random AI translator. Let's fucking see. It did $170,000 in revenue in a single day, which is fucking insane. 10% commission rate. So just what's 10% of this? 17,000. Just yesterday, creators made $17,000 in this fucking product. There's only one person that been doing this live streams on this one product. I'm not even gonna go with it. And I'm not just gonna skip to a good product. I'm literally gonna go through these products until you find a good one, so you know what the product research process looks like. The reason I said no for this product is because there's literally no videos on it lives. So you should keep in mind. Let's see, sharks, theme course. What is this? Handheld vacuum. Okay, $158,000 in revenue, 5% commission rate, $200 price. Good. 174, so it's just under 200. And also, once you're doing this for long enough, you're gonna know who some of the top affiliates are. So if you see them these products early, for example, like Deals with Ty, he's the fucking goat. This guy's pretty good as well. This guy's pretty good. Like if you see these people on these products pretty early on, you know they're using the same strategy to find these products, so you know it's probably a good fucking product because they're sniping it, right? So you're gonna look at the videos, and what you want to be looking for is the little ad icon at the bottom left or sorry, the top left. That is the most important thing, because that means the brand is actually running ads on that product. Because like it's cool and all if the product matches all your criteria, like 200, its revenue rate exploded in the last 24 hours, it has less than 200 creators, but there's no ads on it, right? You can make a couple sales, but your video is not going to go viral, it's not going to get views, so you're only going to be stuck at a couple sales. If you get ads, your video is going to make those couple sales, but then it's going to catch ad spend, it's going to keep making those sales. That's how your video can get, like, let's say 500,000 views without it being viral worthy, because it's being ran by ads, right? So you want to make sure that there's an ad spend, so you know that the brand is actually spending money on these videos. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So majority of the videos in the top 10 they have ad spend on them. So this is a good product to promote. Literally going to keep one of the tabs open here. Let's keep looking to find it. This is Mother's Day set. Mother's Day is coming up, so let's see if this might be a good product. Conversion rate, okay, could be a little bit higher for 68. Again, same fucking people that we're seeing, right? So they're sniping these products. You can tell they're using the strategy. Every single video out of the top 10 has ads on it. This right here is a fucking amazing product. It will absolutely be free. So I'm gonna save this one. Okay, I'll find one more just for the fuck of it. Let's click this one. There you go. This video product is amazing as well. So good conversion rate, 20%. Though it's only $50, so it is cheap. So you're not gonna make that much money on it. I recommend going for products that have a bit of a higher commission rate. There's 198 people on this. It's about to not be within our range, which is fine. But as you can see, all these videos are making videos where they're trying to go viral. There's only like one that says it's a discount. So there's a lot of room to still come in and make a lot of money on the video. We'll convert, right? And by the way, not only is this method nice because it's AI videos and you don't have to show your face, you don't have to speak, you don't have to film anything. But let's say these products right now, like we're finding them, let's say there's 198 people on this product, right? 174 people, etc. It's about to cross over the 200 range. And it's about to become a more saturated product. Or let's say there's a crazy sale going on right now, so you know your product will convert better. If you post videos on it right now, if you had to order the product, let's say you didn't mind making videos, right? Let's say you were making videos on your account and I was just recording it on my phone, right? It's still Facebook, but I have to wait for the product to come over to my house. By the time it gets here, it becomes saturated, the sale ends, and it's now a useless fucking product. So I just spent money on a product I don't even need anymore because I can't make money on it. With AI, you can have a video out in the next 5 fucking minutes. I want y'all to see how fucking OP this shit is. And speaking of AI videos, it's time to actually fucking make them. So all we're gonna do is just, let's say this is a product that we film. We need to save this picture to our computer or wherever you make these videos. You can even do this on your phone, but I'm gonna manage it. Right? Hit save as. 5 pixels low, but that's the picture right there. Now, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to Kling AI or Kling.ai / app, or just go to Kling, right? You're gonna go to the Omni section. You're gonna go to video generation section. At the bottom right here, you're gonna make sure you're selected with video. This one right here. You can put it to 720p. It's gonna save you credits. And TikTok doesn't give a shit if it's 720p. You still buy because it still looks realistic, but it doesn't fucking matter. It's an 80p or 720p. You can put the duration to 5 seconds. This is to make sure you can see this is 20. This is what people put in fucking paid companies and shit and paid courses. I'm giving everything away for free. You can put it to 5 seconds instead of 10, instead of whatever it is, right? And once it generates you the clip, let's say right here, right? With this here shows. See how it's zooming in? Now you can just use CapCut or anything else to just reverse the clip. So it's zooming in, zooming out. That turns into a completely different clip, and now we have a 10-second clip of movements to the right and to the left, in and out, except at the points. You can only make it 5 seconds to save credits. Make sure it's 9x16 with one output, and that is literally it. You're gonna take the picture. You're gonna take the fucking picture. You're gonna drag it in here. It's gonna load. Give it a second, boom, load it. Then you're gonna give it the simplest prompt in the fucking world. I personally like putting all my products on like a kitchen island. So you're literally just gonna say put a product on a nice kitchen island and panel zoom on it, and just make sure it says add image. Add image just references the image that you uploaded, so that it's not there. Add, and then you're gonna select the image, and press generate. 30 credits. We're gonna give it 2 minutes. It takes about 2 minutes to generate. And by the way, if you're thinking, oh fuck, it takes so long to generate, you can literally do unlimited videos. So just delete all of this and upload a new picture and keep going until we have 15 to 20. This whole process should take you like 10 fucking minutes. 10 minutes for product research and finding these products, and another 10 minutes for generating them. As simple as that. And once it generates your video, it should literally just look like this. And zooming in on the fucking product, traveling, extremely realistic. You want to make sure that your videos are clear, make sure the text is clear, make sure nothing looks wrong, so sharp, all the words, all the letters are good. This is a great fucking video. So now all I have to do is just download this video to wherever, so you can literally download it right here. Download. Boom. And now the video is right here. I'm gonna airdrop it to my fucking phone, and I'll show you what the final result looks like. Once you put the text on screen, you reverse the clip, and you put everything together, this is what it looks like. It literally took me 20 seconds to do right now. So zooming in and zooming right back out. You didn't even realize that the clip completely changed, right? Looks fucking great. That is the entire video. And as for the sound, you can put anything over it. If you can just put it to TikTok, it'll automatically generate you a sound. Sometimes it's gonna be a discount sound. Sometimes it's just gonna be a song that's playing in the background. You can go to some of the top creators and literally just take their sounds. Let's say this product is triple distill, whatever it is. Literally just steal sounds on TikTok. It really doesn't matter what you put over it, because the text on screen is gonna do the selling for you. The product that the people are seeing, they've already seen this product. They want this product. They have a reason to actually go and buy it. That is literally it. This right here is your entire fucking video. And now at this point, you're gonna make 10 to 15 of these videos every single day with different products. So right here, we found 3 different products, right? I'm gonna literally go and find like 10 to 15 other products and literally just make videos on them. And you can make the same product videos on every single account. Obviously, make a brand new video, but you can do it with the same product, because the product is working on one account. Why wouldn't it work on another, right? And this is a never-ending process, because once you run out of videos to make a single account, you go ahead and you grow, or you get a second account. Once you run out of videos to make a second account, and it's taking too much of your time, you go ahead and you get a virtual assistant and you outsource all the work to them. You can still do the product research yourself if you want. That is literally what I do. I do the product research myself every single day. I send the pictures of the products to my virtual assistant, and she just makes the videos and she posts them on my TikTok account. I don't even have access to half of my accounts because she runs everything for me. It's a completely outsourced operation. This whole process takes me an hour or 2 a day. We literally have dads in here who have like they have literal kids. They work a full-time job and run a business, and they still have an hour or 2 a day to put into this. And once they don't, they outsource it to a virtual assistant. Virtual assistants that we place into their business, they already know how to find these products. They already know how to make these videos, how to make sure the videos are good, so they don't get violations, and how to literally just post all these videos across accounts. So the person pretty much has to do absolutely fucking nothing other than just manage them and pay the virtual assistant. That is pretty much it. But with that being said, you now have the steps to literally after watching this video. And like I told you at the beginning of the video, I am not gonna gatekeep absolutely fucking anything, and I did not. I showed you my entire process on from literally finding the product to making the video with the product, putting the text on screen, reversing the fucking clip, and actually posting it on TikTok. This is the process that I myself used to follow. Now this is the process my virtual assistant follows, and this is the exact process that every single one of my students, including John, who I showed you at the beginning of the video, follows to make the money that they're making. And if you want to see some of the testimonials on my YouTube, go watch those on my Instagram. I have hundreds of wins. But the point being is, I held their fucking hand like a toddler until they were making money. I told them what products to use, I told them what prompts to use, how to post a video so they don't get mad, and then place a virtual assistant in their business that already knows how to do everything. So at that point, instead of this being a little side hustle where you make AI videos, it's a real business where you're managing employees who are running accounts. So if you want to be mentored directly by me, one-on-one, go to the description, apply to book a call with me, see if you even qualify, and if you don't, we'll hop on a call, point you in the right direction, hopefully we'll get you in the inner circle. If not, you still know exactly what to do, but either way, you just got all the value you fucking needed to go out there and make money. So please, do something with it. Don't fucking wait. It's taking too much of your time. You go ahead and you get a virtual assistant and you outsource all the work to them. You can still do the product research yourself if you want. That is literally what I do. I do the product research myself every single day. I send the pictures of the products to my virtual assistant, and she just makes the videos and she posts them on my TikTok account. I don't even have access to half of my accounts because she runs everything for me. It's a completely outsourced operation. This whole process takes me an hour or two a day. We literally have dads in here who have literal kids. They work a full-time job and run a business, and they still have an hour or two a day to put into this. And once they don't, they outsource it to a virtual assistant. The virtual assistants that would place into their business, they already know how to find these products. They already know how to make these videos, how to make sure the videos are good, so they don't get violations, and how to literally just post all these videos across accounts. So the person pretty much has to do absolutely fucking nothing other than just manage them and pay the virtual assistant. That is pretty much it. But with that being said, you now have the steps to literally go out there and fucking execute and make money today. Like, there's genuinely zero reason that after you click off this video, you download a calculator, you open a free trial, you start looking for products, you take pictures of these products, you put them into Click, you generate those videos, and you post them on TikTok. There's zero reason that you don't fucking do that after watching this video. And like I told you in the beginning of the video, I am not gonna gatekeep absolutely fucking anything, and I did not. I showed you my entire process on from literally finding the product to making the video with the product, putting the text on screen, reversing the fucking clip, and actually posting it on TikTok. This is the process that I myself used to follow. Now this is the process my virtual assistant follows, and this is the exact process that every single one of my students, including John, who I showed you at the beginning of the video, follows to make the money that they're making. And if you want to see some of the testimonials on my YouTube, go watch those on my Instagram. I have hundreds of wins. But the point being is, I held their fucking hand like a toddler until they were making money. I told them what products to use, I told them what prompts to use, how to post a video so they don't get mad, and then we place a virtual assistant in their business that already knows how to do everything. So at that point, instead of this being a little side hustle where you make AI videos, it's a real business where you're managing employees who are running accounts for you. So if you want to be mentored directly by me, one-on-one, go to the description, apply to book a call with me, see if you even qualify, and if you do, we'll hop on a call, point you in the right direction, hopefully we'll get you in the inner circle. If not, we'll still know exactly what to do. But either way, you just got all the value you fucking needed to go out there and make money. So please, do something with it. Don't fucking waste this video, because you have just wasted 30 minutes of your life.
Wow, one Claude prompt created this amazing 30-page spreadsheet that I can download. It is ready to go, ready for sale on Etsy. I actually got this information all from bestsellers on the Etsy platform, ran this prompt, made it better, created the entire design in Claude Design. This is insane how awesome this is. Wow, super in-depth. What this workflow is, I'm using Claude to do this, and this is going to blow you away. So I'm going to show you how to find Etsy bestsellers that are selling. They're hot right now. They're doing really well. I'm going to show you how to use Claude to improve upon these best sellers. So we're going to change them. We're going to improve upon them, add more value. We can introduce our own branding, expand on what is already working well. I'm using Claude to do that. And then basically I am using Claude Design to, with that information that we got from Claude, to recreate the file, to recreate the products with the improvements. Claude can recreate everything and make it better. I'm using the prompt to do all of this, which I'm going to show you. And then lastly, once you have the new product, it's going to give you all of the new listing details, the titles that it recommends, the tags, the description based on the new product and the new changes. This is a wild workflow. So sit back and hold on. This is going to blow you away and change the game, I think, forever for you. It's really, really crazy. So the first step is to launch Claude. So this is the desktop app version of Claude. So here is the prompt that we're going to enter in. So I'm just going to copy
In the
and
next
paste
few
this
years,
prompt in
every
here.
local business
Right, so
will
here's the
use
prompt that I
YouTube.
pasted. I
Once
can
you
open
figure
this
it out
up. This is
first,
pretty substantial, but
That's
basically what it's going to do is analyze the listing URL. It's going to give it the workflow of finding the listing, analyzing it, delivering an analysis report on the listing, upgrade strategy, and then the design brief. So that's kind of like the TLDR version. The prompt is pretty substantial. I am going to put this prompt inside my community here. I have a whole classroom section dedicated to AI automation. It's not to mention all these other amazing resources that help you with your SEO. There's Ultimate Etsy Traffic Challenge going on right now. You can join for as little as $2. Come in, get a lot of these resources, get support, motivation. So the prompt is substantial. I'm going to put it in there because this could literally make you hundreds or thousands of dollars. So it is really crazy, and I've been working on this for a while. So this is the first step. You put the prompt in there, and then you hit enter, and then it's going to ask you for the URL of the listing of the kind of the best seller that you want to look at. So now the next step is finding the best seller. Like, what do you want to create? So here is how probably the easiest way to do that is we're going to go back over to Etsy, and then we're going to start with the search bar here. So depending on your niche, like we don't want to do this randomly. Everything we want to do is based on strategy. So I'm not just going to, if you're opening a new shop or if you're opening a listing shop, we want to do stuff within our niche. So that's where this comes into play. So say you do like money stuff or budget tracking. So we can just do budget tracker, hit enter, and we're going to find our budget tracker. Now what we want to do is like, well, how do I know which of these are selling? Which of these are best sellers? You could use a third-party tool, or you could just do this within Etsy, which is going to save you time and probably money. So up here at the top, we're going to do the show filters. Then we're going to do Etsy's best. We're going to click star seller. So these are all the listings from star sellers. We still don't know if these are best sellers. They're just from the star seller. So at the top here, you will see this little URL. So instead of star, we will change star and we will change it to best and hit enter. So Etsy gives listings a badge of bestseller or popular now for listings that are selling a bunch in a short period of time. So all of these are selling right now. So I'm not sure, they don't tell us exactly how many, but we know it's a decent number to be able to get this badge. So if we go into any of these listings, you see the bestseller badge, and then it'll tell you, in demand, 45 people bought this in the last 24 hours. That's pretty good, right? That's $10, that's $400 and some dollars in 24 hours off this ultimate budget tracking. So if this is my niche, this is the listing that I'm going to use. So we're literally going to copy and paste this listing URL up here. You just copy this listing URL, and we're going to paste it in here, which I've already done it. And then it's going to generate this report. And this is where the magic happens. This is where things start to get crazy. Hold on to your seat. I mean, this excites me because I couldn't believe how awesome this is. So it's going to analyze the listing. It's going to give an analysis report of this product. It's going to recognize the top wins. You know, why is it successful? Keywords, the tabs, the price anchoring. It's going to look at all the keywords inside the listing, the positioning of the listing, the visual mechanics of the listing. And then it's going to review of what the original item was. We want to do the opposite. We want to lift the listing up, right? We're going to put our own spin on it in a better way. We're going to improve on it. And this is going to make us be able to sell it for even a higher price and sell it more of it because we're doing it better. And this is what it does. It analyzes all the things that this listing could do better. Then it analyzes all the weaknesses and gaps of this listing. Again, what can it do better? And there's a lot. As good of a seller, as good of a listing as this is, there's a lot of improvement, which is kind of wild that it finds this new stuff. The step 3 is the upgrade strategy. What can we do considering this stuff that we know? What can we do to make it better? So all of this stuff is going to be on and how to plan how we can make this better. And this is what's really crazy, is it's going to give us the Claude Design brief. So this is what we are going to take over to Claude Design to design our brand new product that is better. So it writes this whole design brief out for us, right? Of all the things that it wants to include in this new design, pretty substantial. But all we have to do is copy and paste this in Claude Design. So this is a lot, right? Because it's a pretty substantial project. And then step 5, which I told it to generate already, is basically giving you the listing package. So the listing titles that it recommends. Here's some different options, so you can see which options are the best, right? You can test the options. And the recommended option, the tags, categories and attributes, and then the full listing description. So all you have to do is copy and paste this stuff in. Here is the pricing strategy as well. So it gives you some pricing strategy, how you want to position this. Photo and mocked up shot list, which we can use Claude to help us with this. Video shot list, again, we can use Claude to help us with this. And then the first 30 days post-launch checklist. So everything we need. Now the next step is generating this bad boy in Claude Design. So we're going to go back over to Claude Design. Now, if you're not familiar with Claude Design, this is the newest, greatest thing from Anthropic. It allows you to create things from scratch. This is only available in the browser. You can't do this from the actual desktop version. So you have to go to claude.ai/design. You have to have a Claude account to be able to create this. Now, one thing that you can do that's pretty interesting here is you can set up a design system. So this is kind of a side note. You don't have to do this, but if you have a specific brand already, an established Etsy shop, or different things like that, you would want to create a design system. So then everything you create inside using this design system will be branded. It'll be on par with your brand. It does take some time. So once you enter this information, you don't have to enter all this stuff. Some of this stuff's not going to apply. But like company name and blurb, any other notes about your brand, any other files like fonts and logos you can put in here. But it takes a couple of minutes to do this. So I'm not going to do this right now. So this will make your stuff branded. So your new files, your new documents, your creations branded. So I would definitely recommend doing that. I'm going to just go and select none. And I'm going to do budget tracker test. Right? So we're going to do other. There's some templates and stuff to choose from. So you can do scratch. Here is all in here. You can sketch in here. You can add screenshots, whatever you want to do. I'm not going to do that. I am literally going to just paste in the document that Claude gave us based on what we decided. Paste that in here, and then we're going to send this bad boy through, and it's going to start creating the design. Alright guys, we are done. This is the full budget spreadsheet. Now this is downloadable. We can download it from here, and it's a Google Sheets and Excel. But this is what they would get. So here is the files. So 8 files, 1 zip. Here's the file checklist. And then here is the sections. Start here. Here's the welcome analysis, or the welcome page where you enter information. Here is the setup. Then it created the transactions and income tab. Then your money and jobs tab, fixed variable, saving, investing, banking, credit card accounts. It breaks out reoccurring, variable transactions, paycheck allocator, and it goes to a lot of tabs here. You can see, I mean, this is substantial. So then the dashboard, so year at a glance, monthly snapshot, couples dashboard. I know this is one of the features it said that it was going to add in. The value add, long view, calendar view, that's two strategies. The winner is momentum. So it gives two strategies of what to pay off first, which is pretty cool. 12 envelopes, one spreadsheet. Each row is a future bill, needs wants, future use, cost of measured against what you actually get your account this month. I mean, this is crazy. Long compounding. This is like investments. Back then forward. It's like a self-reflection type deal. And then what's awesome is this gives you a quick start guide. So open first. So these are what you would do. What would you give them? It automatically tells them what they have to do and how to operate this spreadsheet. So here's a first checklist. Get your Google Sheet version. How to get your Google Sheets version. Build in your first month in 15 minutes. Every tab, more than 8 pages. Start your tab on. So it breaks out the instructions for every single part of the spreadsheet. So it makes it super user-friendly, super easy to use. Which is wild. And then notes for the team. So this is all just value add. Then what you can do, I'm not going to do it, is you can have Claude design create your mock-ups for Etsy. So you can have it take bits of these and create screenshots or whatever professional looking images to use for your Etsy listing. So it's kind of like what they have here, but honestly you can probably make it even better. So you can have it do something like this next. So then with what Claude generated here, and then what it generated with the information here for your Etsy listing, you literally have everything that you need to create an amazing listing. Now, a couple of takeaways here. One, this is new, so it is expensive to run. It uses a lot of credits, right? It's going to get better, but it's new. So just know that it's going to be an investment, especially if you keep doing this. And this design is super signature. It's not like a simple design, so it uses a lot of credit. So that's one thing to consider. It's going to get better in the future. But if you can release products that are selling 40 times in a day, and you're increasing your chances because your output is releasing products that are better than what is already selling a ton, that's one thing to consider. But it's like anything, it's an investment. So that's going to get better. This is amazing. I mean, this is super impressive, and this is just the beginning for this part of Claude. I mean, I think they're going to improve upon it. They're going to make it faster. They're going to make it cheaper. They're going to make it better. But it's something to consider if you want to move a little bit faster and you want to give yourself make things a little bit easier. Because if you were to design this, I mean, this would take you a long time to design and formulate all of this stuff. And I just did it. It took about to do this. It took about like 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes to design all this once I entered the prompt in, just to kind of give you an idea, just to be completely transparent. So that is it, guys. I'm continuing to work on new workflows, more ways to make your lives easier when it comes to selling stuff, when it comes to Etsy stuff, and this is for the digital download people. And most shops, I think, can work in some type of digital downloads. It doesn't have to be this complex, right? There's other design things that we can do that aren't like spreadsheets, different calendars. I mean, the opportunities are endless depending on your niche. If you look at digital products on Etsy, there's a ton of different niches. So this is just one avenue for you to go based on what is actually working. That could make it a little bit easier. So hopefully it helps you guys out. Alright guys, this is next level. I'm going to show you how to use Claude to set up your entire social media scheduling for Etsy. So if you want to publish on Pinterest, on Facebook, Instagram, wherever, this is going to be unlocked for you with this workflow. So watch as I build this out in Claude. So the first thing that you want to do is download Visual Studio. So I run Claude in Visual Studio, Visual Studio Code rather. You can get it for free. This is basically the body. So what this allows you to do is you can download this on your computer, and then Claude will be the brain inside the body, but this allows you to work locally from your computer. So you can save all the files on your computer, drag and drop new files in there. Claude will have access to them, and that will run the whole workflow. So I think it works a lot better than doing the desktop or even on the browser. So that's what I would suggest for this workflow. It's less clunky, less buggy. So once you for Claude. It's going to look like this. Just make sure you're clicking on the Anthropic one. When you click on it, it's going to look like that. And then you just click on the little Claude button to open up the chat. And then from there, it's going to look pretty much the same. The difference, again, is you're going to be working from a folder. So what you want to do is create a folder on your desktop. Call it like Etsy Claude or Etsy Shop, whatever you want to call it. And then you're going to click File. And then you're going to open up that folder. And then that's where Claude's going to save any documentation, any workflows. You can also drag and drop documents in there. So that is going to be the starting point. The next thing that you want to do is you want to set up the actual workflow. So what I'm using, Claude can publish directly to social media, but you gotta get individual social media APIs. It is a lot harder to do it that way. So what I use is a social media scheduling platform called Blotato. Really good platform. The person that runs it is very good, has a lot of really good workflows. It's very easy to integrate with Claude via the API or the MCP, whatever the case may be. So this is Blotato. So you can go in here, go to the API dashboard and go to the settings. And go to settings. Go to the API, and then these are all the ways to kind of connect to Claude. What this allows you to do is use Claude and then send it over to Blotato, and Blotato can schedule out all of your social media. So here's the social media I have scheduled out. This is all scheduled from Claude, from this workflow. So it does it all for you. You can also use, there's a lot of templates in here that you can use that you can use to create content. Well, for Etsy, you're not really using a lot of these because you're going to be using your own product images and stuff like that. But there's a lot of great tools in here, but I use this primarily just for the creation and scheduling because it's just so seamless, so easy to use. So this is what I use, and this is what we're going to use to set it up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to Visual Studio Code, and we're going to open that up, and then we're going to set up this skill. So skills in Claude are basically just like prompts that you can run over and over again with just one command. So you just basically say the skill and then just say the skill and that's it. Or if there's any other context, you can include that context, but it's not, you don't have to copy and paste the whole prompt once you have the skill set up. And then you can also see your skills. If you do a front slash, you can see, all of your skills that you have created and save new skills. So skills are pretty cool. It's like superpowers. You get to collect and save superpowers. So what we're going to do is create the workflow to create our social media content. So here is the prompt that we're going to use. So here's the prompt that we're going to use, copy and paste it, and I'm going to include this and this training and extra resources inside my community. So I have a bunch of stuff inside here. There's an entire classroom dedicated to AI automations, and I'm always adding to this. So lots of really cool stuff here. Not to mention we have an entire success roadmap for Etsy, lots of trainings, ChatGPT for Etsy, lots of really cool stuff in here that you guys can have access to. So you can get that and a lot of other stuff. We do trainings, I do all new one-on-one calls with all new premium members. You can ask questions, you can help with SEO, positive motivational, fun place to go. Over almost 350 members strong now. So this is the place to be to hang out and get real help and real support and stay positive. So I'm gonna add this to that workflow. This is gonna give you the general idea of what to do. So basically we're gonna run this prompt inside of Claude and it's gonna do its thing. And we're gonna get this set up using the Blotato API. And then this is gonna be really cool because what we're going to end up doing is using our Etsy listings that it's going to pull from, and it has all the information that we need. We don't have to drag and drop anything. We don't have to do anything. All right, so now it's going to ask me questions. So what's your brand voice? All right, so we're going to ask this, so it's going to set this up for us. So what's your brand voice? My shop sells workout and motivational and inspirational shirts, 3 to 5 adjectives: positive, motivational, inspirational. I also sell dog apparel and funny lifestyle shirts. So we're gonna keep it just to that for now. Lots for building out this workflow. The more information, the better, as always with any AI, but we want to get this done sooner than later so we can get to the cool part of actually generating this stuff. All right, question 2, content mix, motivational quotes, product showcase, behind the scenes, funny, relatable, customer photos. So we're going to do that for now, just so you can see the full power of this, because I want to use one non-product photo. You shouldn't just be sharing all of your product stuff, but I'm going to just tell you how to do this and show you this whole workflow, which is really cool. All right, how hands-on you want to draft and approve, schedule and queue. I want you to draft the posts for my approval. Then, once I tell you, you can schedule it in Lotato. All right, so it's asking me which platforms of which. So basically, if we go back to Lotato, go to settings. Here are all the accounts that you can connect to. So you have to figure out where you want to post. So I'm going to tell it to just do Pinterest for now, but you can do all these other ones if you have them. You see that you need to basically hit this button and connect your account to Lotato, and then basically Claude can pull that information from Lotato and be able to post it over here. So that's what you want to do. Let's just do Pinterest for now. So then you want to tell it which platform you want to do so that it can basically build out that workflow and then find the Lotato account to connect to. So basically you're just going through this workflow and answering the questions to set everything up. And then once this is set up, it's a skill and you can just run it anytime. Alright, so motivational quiz, how should I create these? So here's the cool part. So we're going to do the motivational stuff using Lotato's visual aid, which is nice. It'll create visuals for you. And then we're going to create the product stuff. We're going to use our Etsy listings to create that. So here's how we're going to do it. So if we go back here, we want to look at videos. We're going to do to create new video, and then here's the templates. So for the motivational quotes, we want to choose one of these, and they're all titled, right? We can all title. They're all titled, so you just tell it which ones you want to do. So let's just do, I want to do quote card. Let's do quote card. Let's just do this quote card carousel with paper. Use the Lotato template quote card carousel with paper for the motivational posts. However, I only want one image. I don't want multiple carousel images, period. For the product feature posts, I'm going to use, or I want you to use, the spreadsheet that's in the files for this Claude Etsy Pinterest project. The spreadsheet includes all of the listing information and the URLs to product images. So I want you to use this information to create the posts, the descriptions, and make them engaging and basically tie back to my Etsy shop. Alright, so you may have questions on that. Here is what we're doing. So basically, if you go back to your Etsy shop, right, so basically if you go to your Etsy shop, you can go to settings and then click options and then download data. And then you can download your listings that are all published, that are for sale. And this is your CSV file. The awesome thing about this is this is all the information that Claude needs. So it has the title, has your description, the price, has the tags, has the materials, and then it has the images. So it has the image links, right, already here. So all you have to do, and all it has to do is pull up the image via this link, which it should be able to do. So there we go. I click on the link, there is the image, and we're rocking and rolling. So that is what we need to get. And then basically once you have that CSV file, you just drag and drop it into your Claude Etsy file that you already created. Anything that you put in there, and then Claude can read and analyze it. So that's what's nice about having this on your desktop. You just keep adding to it. So that's what we're going to do here as we continue to build this out. All right, so for question 6 of 7, I'm going to create a quote. Where do the quotes come from? Generate fresh quotes each time. You give me the quote each time. The quotes should be generated fresh each time that are motivational, comma, inspirational, comma, and can also be related to sports, period. When you invoke the skill, how many drafts at once? When I invoke the skill, I want a week's worth of posts, one a day. For product pins, which products? Random rotation through the CSV, or you name it. For product pins, do a random through the CSV file. Boom, here we go. Now, one thing before I forget that it may ask you for is going to be your Pinterest board ID, which is hard to find. Pinterest doesn't give this to you. So what you can do, once you have Blotato set up, you can go in here to Blotato and you can do create a post and basically just create a random post. So do Pinterest wherever you're going to post, and then you want to, you gotta add media. So I'm going to pick a random just to add here before I can. Basically, we're going to do a sample post, and that's where we get our board. All right, so we have to add. All right, we're just going to generate a random image for us, and then we have to schedule it, and then we can do the drop down, and Blotato will pull in our board ID, which is nice. It's just so it knows where to post it on your Pinterest. This is just for Pinterest only, so it's a little bit not really a pain, but all right. So there's platform, and then we do our Pinterest, and then we do Pinterest board. So here's the drop down. So we click the board, and then here is our board ID. So this is what you have to give to Claude if it asks for it, which it's going to if you're doing it on Pinterest. So that's how you get your board ID. That's a simple, easy, and fastest way to do that. All right, go back here, and then, all right, so here is the whole workflow, mix of 7 posts, product showcase, posting time, same time every day. So the nice thing is you can have it post to Blotato whenever you want. You can tell it random times. You can tell it 1, 3, and 5, 1 o'clock every day. So let's just schedule it. This looks good. Let's just schedule all 7 posts at 1 p.m. every day, Eastern Standard Time. All right, and then it's going to just look at the API docs. A lot of this stuff is just going to be saying yes. It's going to ask approval before doing anything or changing anything or looking at stuff, which is a good thing. We don't want to just do stuff. We want to see, but most of the time you're going to always hit yes. So it's just looking at all the Blotato API documents. All right, so it's just created the skill. It's asking me to confirm everything. Everything looks good. Everything looks good. Start this tomorrow, April 30th. But run everything now for draft and approval. All right, here we go. It created all the drafts. So starting tomorrow, pin title, quote on the image, the description, link to the shop. Again, same thing. This is the link to the actual image, and pin product, sorry, this is a quote product. So yeah, it's just mixing the quotes and the products, which is really, really cool. So, all right, so all we have to do is hit approve, and then it's going to do these. So, approve. Oops, it said oof. Approve. I don't know why I'm not doing this right. What's the oof about? Oh man, like hopefully not the drafts. Oh god, I gotta amuse myself and pretty much talk to myself. You guys are watching this like I'm talking to you, but I'm talking to myself a lot. So maybe I'm going crazy. Alright guys, we are all done. Now, granted, just so you know, when you run this, I cut some of it out. It does take several minutes because it will debug things that it finds, and then it'll continue to look at the API documents. So I had to say yes probably like 5 to 10 times while I went through the workflow and just made sure it was working appropriately, but it did get everything scheduled. And keep in mind, this is a living, breathing skill and document. You can always make changes to generate something you don't like. If you want to use a different template, you can always continue to just talk with this and make changes to the skill down the road, which is really, really nice. So let's just take a look in Blotato at everything that got scheduled. So if we go into the calendar, here is the upcoming post. So not all of these are mine. So let's just go. So here's one this is a motivational quote post that it generated. We're going to look at it. So I'll put the quote here, and then this is a slideshow. We'll look at that in a second. And then here's one for one of the products. So here's the product. It included the hashtags for the Pinterest posts here. Let's see, move to drafts. All right, let's move it to drafts so we can kind of take a look at it. All right, here we go. So this is in drafts. So yeah, I mean, they did a really good job. You don't want a whole lot more than that. And again, we can add more, take more for the template. That's just a template. Now, if we go to the videos here, these aren't all videos. Just keep in mind it's called videos, but these are still images. So these are the videos that it created with motivational quotes on there. I told it to only do 1, but it did 2. Like that just says limitless, and then it says the quote. So I would make an adjustment to that Here's the actual quote. All right, pretty cool. Like, I would want just the quote on this background. Again, you can do your own backgrounds or you can do another template, but it went through and pulled all the information from that spreadsheet and created all of my Pinterest posts. And it's going to automatically post them for me. So I did a week. If I wanted to be real ambitious, I could do a month at a time. I could do 3 posts a day, whatever the case may be. I could do my Facebook, I could do LinkedIn, I could do Twitter, I could do Facebook, Instagram. Did I already say Facebook? But you get the point. So this is literally a game changer. And yeah, sure, you have to have Claude, you have to use Blotado's API to do this. Blotado, I don't think Blotado is that expensive to use, but for the ease of doing this, now you can basically fully automate this to just run whenever you want to run and schedule your stuff. So if I wanted to go back in, say I have this week scheduled, say I want to do next week, I could just come back in, do / and then social media. I think it's called social media manager, right? So I could just hit that and hit enter, and it'll run that for me again and do the next week for the content. That's it. That's all I have to do. Because I already have the workflow, I already have the skill created, which is nuts. Again, you can go in and say, I want to update the skill to change this or whatever the case may be, and it'll update this skill file. Because now it has the skill file, it can update that whenever you want. And you don't even have to do the / if I just want to do like social media manager, if I just type that in and just do that, hit enter, it'll know what you're talking about. It's smart enough to know what you're talking about. So that's it, guys. This is awesome. This is next level. Great way to automate all of your social media. So let me know if you have any questions below. Again, I'm going to put this workflow in the community with all the other workflows, and I'm continually adding work.
Thank you.